The regiment stood about 40 paces below the crest of the position, so that it was nearly or quite out of fire. The roar of round shot still continued, many only just clearing our heads. Others striking the top of the position and bounding over us. Others, again, almost spent and rolling down gently towards us. One of these, when we were standing in line, came rolling down like a cricket ball, so slowly that I was putting out my foot to stop it, when my colour sergeant quickly begged me not to do so, and told me it might have seriously injured my foot. Half an hour, or perhaps 3/4 of an hour, had elapsed after our return to the position, when a French cuirassier officer came galloping up the slope and down the bank in our front, near to Sir John Colborne, crying "Vive le Roi!" He was a chef de squadron, and took that opportunity of escaping from the French left wing, that he might show his loyalty to Louis XVIII. He told Sir John Colborne that the French Imperial Guard were about to advance, and would be led by the Emperor. I think the officer of cuirassiers was sent under the charge of a sergeant to the Duke of Wellington. The brigade of guns in front of the 52nd, which had fired incessantly during the first half hour, was now silenced by the intensity of the opposing musketry. The extreme left of the enemy's leading masses came nearly in front of the extreme right of the brigade of guards, and a desperate and, as I believe, most critical conflict commenced at this point. The Duke, perceiving the almost overwhelming strength of the enemy in their direct attack, rode in person to the 2nd 95th and ordered it to charge the flank of the Imperial column. Before, however, the 95th could obey the order, Sir John Colborne, who commanded the 52nd, either from previous directions from the Duke, from catching his intention with regard to the 95th, or on his own responsibility in the excessive emergency of the moment, had given the words "Forward!" and at a very few paces, "Right shoulders forward!" to his regiment. The right of the 52nd grazed the left gun of the battery in its front. The captain of No. 1 Company, now Major Diggle, fell severely wounded close to its wheel. So close was the left company to the Imperial column that it was compelled to wheel back to its right, while the rest of the regiment came forward on their left. The enemy was pressing on with shouts which rose above the noise of the firing, and his fire was so intense that, with but half the ordinary length of front, at least 150 of the 52nd fell in less than 4 minutes. I almost think in less than 3, for there was not the slightest check in the advance of the right flank below the average of the old wheeling time. When the 52nd was nearly parallel to the enemy's flank, Sir John Colborne gave the word "Charge! Charge!" It was answered from the regiment by a loud steady cheer and a hurried dash to the front. In the next 10 seconds the Imperial Guard, broken into the wildest confusion and scarcely firing a shot to cover its retreat, was rushing towards the hollow in the rear of La Haye Sainte, near to which Napoleon himself was standing.